Hi, everyone, and welcome to Camp Carnage, a Monster of the Week game here on Friends Who Roll Dice. We are so happy to be back for episode 3 today. But before we get to the lovely people around me and this game, let's talk a little bit about this channel, Friends Who Roll Dice. Friends Who Roll Dice is a TTRPG community channel where we stream a lot of different games at a lot of different times, and they're all so much fun. Current schedule on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have Dean Creek. On Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have The Mind of the Martyr, which is a D&D 5e game. On every other Thursday, we have Camp Carnage, which is this game. And on Saturdays, we have Print Weaver Journey at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, we have a lot of commands set up for the game. We have commands for the cast, content warnings as well for this game, as this is a horror game, and for tipping, and also one of our players has a GoFundMe currently going, so you can also donate to that as part of the game. But I'll stop talking for a moment. Let's go around and introduce ourselves and talk about who we're playing and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and start with Alyssa.
Hello, hello. My name is Alyssa. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Emma Kohli, who uses she, they pronouns. Emma is the mundane and has never done anything wrong in her life except maybe working for a real estate developer trying to buy the camp.
All right, over to Minnie.
Hey, howdy, hey. My name is Minnie. My pronouns are she, her. And for Camp Carnage, I will be playing Noemi Villanueva, or Villanueva, I should say. Villanueva, who is the expert, loves camping, loves hiking, and loves helping other people. Maybe too much. It's going to be fine.
All right, let's cut over to Katy. How about you?
Hi everyone, I'm Katy. I play Maverick Mills, the Hex. We both use she, they pronouns. Maverick is so excited about that her nosiness paid off and she gets to go tell on Emma to her idol Noemi. So this is going to be great. I'm excited. I want to go into the woods, maybe meet a monster. It's fine. This is going to be a great night.
Brandy?
Hi everybody, I'm Brandy. I play Tlalli, aka Lee Papaqui. I'm very, very excited to finally really get into the Scream Queen bits of this role, because I think this tiny little cheerleader was absolutely made to scream her head off and maybe boop a monster in the face.
All right, and of course,
Hello, my name is Kanding. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Ino, whose pronouns are they, she, he, but usually uses they, them. Ino is having a time. That's the most I can say.
And I'm RK Wilde. I am your keeper of monsters and mysteries. I run the game, I play the world, I play all the creatures. So, with that all said, let's do a quick recap and then jump into things. Last session, our players went to investigate the scream that they heard in camp and found out that it came from a fellow camp counselor, Paris, who was screaming about the destruction of all of his precious items in his cabin and the destruction of the cabin in general. The group investigated, found some important information about whatever creature, monster, or person may have done all of this, and then decided to split up to investigate the camp. They found a bunch of different things and learned some important information that apparently the monster seems to have some sort of weakness to metal of some sort. And then they continue their adventure. Other members of the group found out that this might have something to do with an issue that happened 10 years ago that may involve one of our camp counselors themselves. And then we got the group back together. So we're going to go ahead and cut back right into the game. Noemi and Lee, you finished up at the mess hall talking with everyone. You've managed to go to your cabins and check and make sure that they're all good. And as you're leaving your cabins, that's when you see the other 3 camp counselors approaching you. Each of them seems to now be armed with some sort of weapon. You do notice that Eno now has their hood up, like their hoodie up for some reason. Mav seems almost ecstatic to be running up to you all, and Emma just seems a little a little pensive about things. How are you two reacting?
Brandy, thoughts on Lee before I go into it?
No, you go first.
I think Noemi is glad to see everybody, and then her eyes kind of fall to Ino, and their jaw kind of tenses up a bit, noticing that they seem to be hiding their face. But definitely like takes an eye, just watches everybody.
Yeah, Tlalli is going to be sticking very, very close to her cousin right now because she doesn't have quite as much information and she hasn't put anything together. So, or whatever information she does have, she has not quite yet put together. So it's all stewing as like she looks at everyone and sticks close and tries to figure out what to make of what they've seen and found.
Did you two find anything?
No more than usual. I mean, you guys were all here really for everything. We went to go check on everybody at in the mess hall, but no one's seen anything else. Paris and Nick are still freaked out.
Yeah, they're going back to Paris's cabin because we fix it up a little, so they're gonna relax there.
Mav just holds up her little bow and arrow. I got a weapon
Oh,
for for going in the woods. Just in case, we want to. Who is Noemi? Who always says be prepared. Like
as you say that, Noemi kind of like reaches over and touches the arrowhead and points it to the ground.
yeah, it's kind of like don't point.
Yeah. Maverick doesn't know how to hold it correctly at all.
Mhm.
So the woods, is that the plan? Is that what we're doing? Or is it, that's what I think we should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma and Ino, are the two of you doing anything?
Emma is sort of looking over towards Lee, like, do I want to try and get you away from your cousin? Because I don't trust Noemi at this point, but decides that now isn't really the time and says, yeah, I guess if that's the only thing to do, you didn't find anything else looking around the cabins?
No, not really. Our cabins were fine. We just got some supplies, and Noemi kind of taps a handled looking thing on her back. It's almost coming out of like a tiny backpack.
Someone threw the safe out of the owner's cabin. Like through
What?
the window. Boom.
So wait, you guys saw it?
Like tangentially, sorta. Like the end result. We heard
heard
it
it.
more than Then we looked, and then we saw the safe outside and the busted window. Yeah. I tried to find the code for it, but I couldn't.
At all of
And then
go
kind
ahead.
of like pipes up a little bit, not looking at anyone, just you're just seeing Eno's back, and Eno just says, safe is not scratched up, unlike the office, so
The only thing that was messed up in the office was the desk, really.
The
Right?
entire office was messed up.
Wasn't there something that wasn't messed up though?
The desk was cut in half almost,
Okay.
except for a single laptop and like a metal case that was on top.
Cool. Yeah. So revert that. Everything was messed up, but like there was just like this one area that was like it hadn't even touched. It's very weird. Like specific destruction.
Yeah, weird. Noemi kind of like glances at Eno's back. Yeah, okay. If the safe's fine, I do think that we should tell one of the senior campers so that they can maybe grab the phone.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we might need it, especially if we're going into the woods.
Hey, do you want to come with me to tell the senior campers about the phone?
No, I'm good.
Noemi
I'll
just grabs your shoulder
prepare-
anyway and drags you in another direction.
Oh shoot!
You should really get something to drink. I think there's something wrong with their throat. Like maybe they swallowed some like moss or something.
Noemi
yeah,
kind of like
yummy.
gestures over
How Eno
her.
managed to swallow moss.
Worked in Maverick's
Wait,
head.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Noemi for sure takes you in like the opposite direction of the mess hall. You guys are going to like behind another cabin. Which I'm sure like someone else probably you guys have noticed.
Are
Yeah.
we just waiting here then? Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
As Noemi begins to drag you away, I'm going to give you another chance to try and remove this transformation from you so you can have this
Okay.
conversation. Please go ahead and roll me a act under pressure.
Okay. All right. Roll 20. Act under pressure is cool.
Cool,
Right?
yep.
For the monstrous.
Yep,
Okay.
I believe in you.
I don't. Mixed.
an 8, a mixed success.
Yes.
So, I'm going to give you a choice here. You can keep the transformation and struggle through the scene however you do.
Mhm.
Or you can hide the transformation. Like you can manage to like pull it back and pull it away. But you're going to be a little frustrated by it. A little more maybe aggressive in this conversation than you normally would be.
I would like to be a pot stirrer and choose the latter.
Okay. You feel yourself pull the transformation back. Your ears turn back to normal. Your face changes back to normal along with your eyes. But you almost feel like a rumbling from within your chest, a sort of fury at the fact that this transformation was pulled back and not just let go. And that sort of those waves of fury almost lap over in your mind as Noemi pulls you aside.
What's the big deal? Oh my god.
Is it happening again?
What?
Okay. I let it go when we were younger, but now it's serious. What you said then is happening now, maybe?
Just does this face at Noemi and says, I don't even know what you're talking about. What about last time?
You saw something in the woods, you freaked out, you ran into my cabin, woke me up. None of this is ringing a bell.
If it is, there might be a reason why I don't remember it, right?
Can you just look at me?
Mm.
Do you still have your hood on and everything? Can I actually see your face?
Yep. With all the cat ears and everything.
Great. I agree with everyone else that we should go into the woods. I'm really not sure you should go into the woods with us.
I'm the one who keeps going into the woods. I know it better than anyone. Why would I not go?
Agree to disagree, but mostly because I don't want what happened last time to happen again.
You keep mentioning last time. I don't even remember if it happened at all.
I do, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Noemi. And, let me know if you're okay with this or not.
Mm.
Noemi, tell me something strange that happened during the last incident. Besides showing up and being afraid, what is something strange that happened in that moment? Or maybe that night, something that might jog Eno's memory.
I think knowing that Eno goes out into the woods as often, realistically more often than Noemi does, everyone knows that the woods don't really get silent. You hear rustling of trees, you hear birds, you hear things in the distance, normal stuff in the woods. But that night, everything became a vacuum and then sounded further and further away until it was actually still. And there was nothing happening outside of the cabin.
Do you explain that to Eno in this moment?
Yes, probably in a more like frustrated kind of way, in a how dare you not remember this kind of way, but yes.
That really hit Eno, like that memory. It's so vivid that the anger that Eno feels for themselves increases. And Eno just says, I'd rather not talk about that night. I don't know what happened. You probably have a better memory, but I don't remember anything about it. All I know is I'm working on something.
Fine. Cool. You're working on it. Okay. I tried to warn you.
Just really, it's instead of like absolute confusion, Eno just looks frustrated. The anger has melted away. It's just pure frustration. But I think Noemi can tell that it's not at Noemi.
And I think at this point it seemed Noemi's the exact same way. Similarly, they're very frustrated with the situation, but it almost seems like they're each grinding against each other and missing the point of each other's conversation, but understands that this is just, we're both very frustrated about this. Okay, fine. If you want to go into the woods, you can go into the woods. I tried.
All right. Maverick and Emma. Tlalli seems a little distant, maybe just sort of thinking about all the strange things that have happened today. What are the two of you doing?
Maverick has been standing there with her arms crossed, just staring daggers at him. Just like not looking away, just like with this like scrunched up face, like just truly just if looks could kill.
I think it takes a moment, but Emma eventually
Emma, I have a
recognizes
question for
this.
you.
Uh-huh.
I was actually going to ask you, how long does it take Emma to notice?
Yeah, it's not right away. She's a little distracted, but then she notices. It's like, "Are you okay, Mav?"
I don't know. Are you okay?
I mean, no, we're finding like creepy cabins torn apart, and
I mean, have you been okay? What were you? So Maverick doesn't know how to go into this with like any kind of tact at all. And she definitely doesn't know how to like interrogate someone. So she's just sort of like trying to figure out how she can get a confession out of Emma. And she's just like, you always, if you was like being a camp counselor, like did it just fall into your lap or something?
I mean, it's not. I've never been a counselor before. You haven't either, have you, Mav?
No. I went to camp when I was like really little, but I hated it because it's sort of an outdoors thing, and I'm not an outdoors type of person.
Yeah, what brought you back this year?
I needed a job. Yeah. What brought you here?
Yeah, same.
I really think they would like take a chance on just two people who needed a job. I mean, like one maybe, but like just two is just that's a stretch, just a big stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I have like lifeguard qualifications. I don't know why they hired you.
Yeah. And it hits Maverick after a moment, and she was wait, what? They hired me because I have good potential.
Good potential with interacting with people. Okay. I can definitely see that now.
I really need to talk to Noemi about stuff.
Do you? What about?
Just some about the talking to people thing mostly. Noemi's really good at talking to people, and she's been giving me some really good advice, while I've been here about talking to people.
Yeah, no, she is really good at getting people to do what she wants them to. Almost unnaturally, don't you think?
I mean, like she's like the only one of us who can control the pig, but besides that, I don't really think so.
I mean, yeah, but like controlling wild animal, I mean, we didn't see what caused that break-in, and I don't know where the dude was.
Yeah, you're right. I just think that Noemi has a lot of great qualities that we could both learn from.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going into the woods,
you need to be prepared.
Yeah.
Just like she always says.
Yeah, and I think I dropped my bow, so I just have this arrow. So here, and she hands it over to Mav, who does at least also have the bow.
Maverick like takes it very hesitantly. Like she's just like a very slow reach out. Like, what is this? Is a trap. This is a trap. I don't trust it. But she takes the arrow and then just sticks it in the little holder she's got. She's just like, wait. So are you going into the woods with like nothing?
I mean, I've got this like pepper spray. I think it'll be just as useful as a bow and arrow. I don't really know how to fire.
I mean, if anything, you could just take the arrow and just, stab.
I mean, that was my plan when we burst into the office, but thinking about it, no, I don't know that it was a good plan.
Yeah.
I do not want to go into the woods alone with the two of you.
No.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't want to go into the woods alone with the two of you.
I don't want to go in. I do want to go into the woods, actually. I would prefer we all go together, though. Yeah. Maverick just sort of turns a little on her heel and like awkwardly scratching her neck, just wait, like.
It's at that point that Noemi and Ino start to round the corner right as it gets like really awkward and quiet, with all you having admitted you don't want to be in the woods with each other. That's when your two woods experts round the corner.
I think Noemi comes back and looks a little more frustrated than Emma and Mav have seen them. I feel like Lee's probably seen them a little more frustrated than everyone else has.
You can see that with their black hoodie, it's like that anime trope where it's like dark aura and then there are lines over their head, and it's just like, so the woods.
I mean, do we have to go tonight? Maybe we could wait until the morning.
We should probably go tonight. Honestly, I mean, if this just happened, we need to like follow the trails. The trail can go cold if we wait till morning. I've watched enough Netflix true crime documentaries to know that.
Yeah, I have two. One of those things that you learn is that murderers like to get you in the woods at night.
They also like to get you to a secondary location. That is also
And
very
you're not
important.
getting me to a secondary location.
But most of the time it happens alone. There's 5 of us. We've got this. And the dude. I mean, I'm sure the dude will protect us, right? And she's like looks at the dude, like trying to like give him little scritches.
The dude looks up at you and then just sneezes.
Oh yeah.
That means yes.
I have a question for our 3 friends who remained behind while Ino and Noemi went for their conversation. Are any of you planning on asking about the code for the safe?
Maverick completely believed Noemi. Maverick has never doubted Noemi would do what Noemi says. If she said she was going to go get the code, that's what was happening.
Emma believed that Noemi would go get the code after whatever confrontation needed to happen with Ino.
Mm-hmm.
I think noticing that the dude is actually hanging out.
All right. Well, the 5 of you are together.
Perfect.
Apology, I was breaking up. Go ahead.
No, you're all good. I think noticing that the dude is here, I think Noemi's like pulled out their tiny little notepad and is like going through different pages. And if anyone pays attention, you can see there's a bunch of scribbles and like doodles and stuff. Goes to a page and then just writes something. And then kneels down to the dude, pops the note on the dude's tusk. Can you go to where we all eat and let someone grab this from you?
It's a wild animal.
The dude turns around and just starts walking to the mess hall.
He's just that is a coincidence. He's just going
Rima,
somewhere else.
you believe in the Loch Ness monster.
The Loch Ness monster's brain would be proportionally twice the size of the whole dude. Yeah. I have more faith in that than in the tiny Cheez-It he has rattling around up there.
Well, it's like texting.
Okay, think about it this way, Lee.
That metaphor
Micro
was so bad.
SD cards. Micro SD cards. You know how they're so small? So we have SD cards and then micro SD cards, and then they've gotten really powerful. You call the dude's brain a Cheez-It. Guess what? It's a 1 terabyte Cheez-It. Believe in the dude. I'm just saying.
Or you should really take organic chemistry or biology 101.
Sorry, I'm a humanities person. I don't really need
I
to
can
take
tell.
that.
That's okay. Well, we're not touching that. That's okay. Anyway, somebody will see the pig and grab the note. So it's.
Noemi, what does the note say?
It just said something along the lines of get the phone from the safe. It's outside now.
Okay.
Doesn't explain anything. It just says that, which would probably be concerning. I'm hoping.
Yeah. All right. With that, the dude wanders off towards the mess hall, and the 5 of you are alone with the plan to head to the woods. Who is leading the charge into the woods?
Ino's going to power walk in front of everyone and say, well,
Ino, do you at least have a flashlight?
Yeah, Ino, do you have a flashlight?
oh no, I don't need one usually. Oh, okay, out of character. Is the moon bright this time or?
Not super bright. It's bright, but it's not like gonna illuminate the entire forest for you.
I see. Okay. Ino just says, I don't know, I can see better at night. Hurts my eyes during the day.
That's a little strange. And Maverick sort of just jogs up to be beside Ino. You keep saying really weird things, right?
Wait, what was that? Sorry.
You know, you keep saying really weird things, right? Just like that, and then the whole like the coughing, and it's really putting Noemi on edge.
I don't know. Maybe it's allergy season. I could have allergic rhinitis. You don't know. Let's go.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. That's how normal people talk about having allergies all the time.
My
Maverick
allergies also give me better dark vision.
Yeah, pollen really does sharpen it. 2020.
Yeah, it dulls the sense, and the sense of smell, and then your
Suddenly
sense
your
of
sight gets
sight
better.
is wonderful.
Me and my excellent eyesight because of my deviated septum.
Maverick is going to keep up pace with but like as she does so, she's like looking back and forth like, what is happening here? Like, this is very strange and tense, but she's going to keep up with Eno.
All right.
Brandy, Noemi has given you the flashlight that they found
Right.
at
I
the
have flashlight.
at the
I
cafeteria.
have a weapon. I
You're
feel like that's
welcome.
what I said last week, actually, last episode. Like I just had a little flashback of like, oh, I think I had this like exact same reaction last week. Oh, great, wonderful. I've got it. I hesitate to click it on because a flashlight is a beacon to the monsters of where you are. But for the sake of not freaking everybody else out, I will have it on and like out.
Mm-hmm. The five of you head into the woods with Eno leading the charge. Where are you going?
Is there still like a trail of like claw marks in the general direction where we kind of saw the
It's been a little
aftermath?
bit. So if you're looking for a trail, I would like you to roll plus sharp.
I guess Kanding has to roll it first, but I
Yeah,
would
we'll
like
see
to
what
help
Eno
if
gets first.
possible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question because I took the shapeshifter move, and it says here you may change your form, usually an animal, decide if you have just one alternate form or several, gain +1 forward to investigate a mystery. Is that the investigate a mystery is what I'm going to do, right?
No, this is just a plus sharp roll. This is not specifically.
Oh, just a plus
investigating
sharp
mystery.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey!
To help at all.
Fantastic. You very easily pick up the trail where it left off. It's been a little bit, so it's a little darker now and it's harder for everyone else to see, but you can still see it. And you begin to follow the trail. You're walking for a little
Oh,
while,
go ahead.
about 20 minutes or so. Sorry, go ahead. Go
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're walking for a while, about 20 minutes or so before you find anything or before the trail changes. You've been watching the scratches and these sort of like cuts on the trees that are around. And it is at this point when you come to a strange scene. In front of you all, in the center, not even the center, just a little bit off whatever path you've been walking on, which has winded through the brush in this night, you see a heavy beam of moonlight coming down. And for a moment, it's strange because all around you are the trees, their leaves, the canopy blocking you and bathing you in darkness. But in front of you, there's this large beam of moonlight. Because in this moonlight, laying upon the ground, thrown to the earth and shattered, are the remains of a tree. Its branches on the ground, its bark torn asunder. The place where the stump used to be is no more, or at least you cannot see it from where you are. It's as if the ground itself even erupted with the tree. Dirt thrown everywhere in this space. And that is what you see in front of you.
Like tenses up, holds out like hands behind them for motioning for everyone to stop. And then they say, okay, this is interesting. Don't freak out, but also exciting in a scary way.
Noemi's going to not stop when puts their hands up. Noemi's going to like actively pass them to head towards the tree. And kind of like kneels down and really looks at it to look at the patterns, I guess, of how this tree's just splintered to pieces.
All right. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Following my
Maybe
cousin with the flashlight.
Emma will stay back with Eno, but say like maybe there's a group of CrossFit trainers out here camping and they were just practicing on tree throwing.
I mean, I
Has
watched.
the exact. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead. It's fine.
Oh, I was just gonna say, has the exact same face I have right now. Just
Yeah. Maverick like takes a step forward and looks at Emma and is like, "Where have you been practicing CrossFit?" And then sort of follows after Noemi toward. She's gonna like circle around to the other side of the tree where she's not seen because she's gonna try to do some magic, and she doesn't want to be seen. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Noemi, go ahead and roll investigate mystery for me, please.
Sure thing. I think I did it.
Yes.
RK, quick question.
Mhm.
With shapeshifter, is it possible that Eno can just partially change their eyes? Or is it like a full form?
Yes. No, it is a partial transformation. It is like one you have control over.
Okay. Okay, never mind. I don't. Yeah, never mind. So Eno won't use that move, but can Eno look for where the trail continues?
Yes. Give me another sharp move, a sharp roll then.
Well, it's mixed.
A mixed success. So, strangely enough, whatever this creature was, it seemed to have gone here. Something happened here. And there's a trail leaving this place, but it's different. It doesn't have the same pacing as the other one with scratches along items. It's not the same trail, but it is a trail.
Since Eno and Emma are the ones who stayed back, Eno is going to be like, "You have a weapon, right?" Just out of curiosity.
I don't like that you're asking that, but and holds up the pepper spray.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you asking that?
Oh, you know how Noemi says you gotta be prepared, you gotta have safety nets. I'm just following some advice. That's all. Nothing very worrisome is going to happen. I hope.
Noemi, you got a 12. So, you can ask 2 questions for Investigate a Mystery.
Perfect. I want to know, if I can, how recently this was done.
Mhm. Taking a look over this area, taking a look over what you see, this was done recently, like within the past few hours. Uh, Definitely after the point you heard Nick scream.
Okay.
Then you have a second question from the list.
Yes. Where did it go?
It went after the next piece. Down a path that you see Eno already looking at.
Huh. I think Lee probably hears this as they're kind of like going through very gently, like picking at the wood. Noemi's kind of like muttering under their breath different things that it could be. Okay, it's not a bear. A bear can't do this to a whole tree, not like this. It's not a deer. Questionable if it's a bird. Birds are weird. Toothpicks? How the hell does this make toothpicks?
I don't think this was a bird.
Probably not.
They
But I don't
could
want to
probably
say
do
it was like the Sasquatch either.
Why not?
Because isn't he supposed to be listening to like headphones in the 90s with Goofy and his son?
You watch too many movies.
You still knew what I was talking about.
Well, there are many actual forms of Sasquatch and Bigfoot. They are cousins. There are many. It is very possible that there's just one here. However, they're pretty. You're right. They are pretty zen. Don't really think that they would just like pow on like a tree like that, or anything in nature. Really, they're more likely to go on a human who's hurting nature. So this is weird.
Yeah, and it's weird that it's going, and they kind of make the same gesture that you
pow.
did. Right. We'll pow in that direction, and then points towards the trail.
Maverick. You're casting a spell or doing something with magic.
Yeah, during Noemi's little ramblings and like talking to Lee, did she like say anything about like just off chance like when this happened? Because like that's one of the things you looked at, you got, right?
Yeah, she probably would have said something about like this is not old, this is fresh.
Couple hours ago, something like that. Okay. Yeah. So Maverick, hearing that, kneels down at like the base of the tree, like sort of gives a little look, tries to make sure no one's watching, and submerges her hands into the soil around the tree. And I'd like to use magic to observe another place or time to when this happened, using Noemi's like a couple hours ago.
Okay. Roll me use magic, please.
11.
Magic works without issue. Choose your effect and view another place or time. Okay. You feel the ground in this area completely change. The tree is now there. It is an old oak tree and it stands proudly here. But actually, no, it wouldn't be oak, it would be an evergreen, most likely, standing proudly here. And it's dark out. Little bit after sunset, and you feel something. Not in front of you, not next to you, but somewhere in the shadow of the tree line around you, there is a creature. You know this because you can feel almost all the trees in the clearing bending away from it. Their leaves and their branches turning away from whatever is there, hiding in the dark. And suddenly, you feel and hear this explosion as the tree turns to splinters and sawdust, sap raining down like blood from corpse as this tree is decimated. And then from the darkness in that tree line, you see a long, spindly hand twisting and writhing, shoot out and grab something out of the air. And as it holds it in its fingers, you can see that it is a piece of paper held not by a normal human hand in that sense, but a hand with many, many fingers, multiple thumbs. It almost seems to writhe and move as it holds this piece of paper. And you watch as there is a pulse of energy as it holds it. And then it drops the paper, and the arm is sucked back into the darkness.
No.
And then you're back with everyone else.
Maverick physically like shoots back from like her kneeling position, like back on her ass, like she was actually felt the explosion, like it had actually affected her, and she's just like, holy shit.
Did you see something?
I have like a vibe when it comes to nature, and something very bad has happened here.
Emma looks pointedly at the exploded tree.
Not no, something bad. I mean, who, I can't, because it's been like weeks. Who did Noemi share about the piece of paper that had the note on it?
You all heard
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. And didn't Emma find one as well?
Lee found one.
Lee found one. Okay. Yeah, so she's like, those pieces of paper that Theo found, did they have like, what did they say?
Run.
Just run.
Noemi's said run.
Yep.
Lee's said beware.
And said beware. I figured they were from like a horror role playing thing. I don't know. From the campers.
Did it look like the spindly thing was like trying to stop? I don't know how to word this. Okay, like trying to stop the piece of paper from getting away, or like it was sending the piece of paper out. Does that make sense? What I'm asking.
Was it
Caught the piece
yeeting or
of paper.
retrieving?
It caught it. Was it yeeting or yoinking is the proper terminology?
Oh, so sorry.
It's my apologies. You're so right.
Thank you. It caught it. It seemed like it was falling, and it caught the piece of paper. Something happened with a pulse of energy, and then it dropped the piece of paper.
Okay. I think that these might have been genuine warnings, and something was trying to stop them from getting out, and something prevented that from stopping. It just feels like a lot. She like looks around at, going like sort of towing the path. Did you find anything over there?
Maverick.
Okay, go ahead.
Before you respond, give me just a second. As you turn to look at Ino, your eye is caught by something. In the midst of all this bark and greenery is a piece of paper.
Oh,
a splash of white.
immediately
this
scrambling up to grab
space.
it.
You reach up and you grab it. It seems to be laying on top of the pile. There's no dirt covering it, there's no leaves covering it. It is just off to the side slightly, exactly where the hand dropped it. And you pick it up, and it's very similar to the other two pieces. It looks like it's been torn out of some sort of sketchbook. It is folded up, except there is no word on it. There is only a dark red stain in the center.
Like paint stain or blood stain?
A good question.
Sloppy Josephs were real sloppy that day.
I take it and like I look at it and I immediately look at Noemi and Lee and just sort of turn it around in my grasp and hold it up. Just kidding. I think so.
What? She can't. Noemi reaches into like her front polo pocket, pulls out the run.
Mhm. You look at the word run. It is once again slightly darker.
I would mimic that, pull out my little beware.
Beware, you don't know why. It also looks like it's been slightly more frantic, slightly more engraved into the paper.
Well, this isn't fucking helpful. Beware of what? Beware of whom? You had time to write 2 words. You couldn't write 2 consecutive words. You couldn't put together a phrase, a sentence, maybe? No?
Can we put them to like put the pieces together?
yeah,
Do
I'll
the
touch
pieces
'em.
fit together?
It's like what was that cartoon from the 80s with the rings?
Planet something? Captain Planet?
Captain
Is
Planet?
that Captain Planet?
They all
That-
have rings, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that with the papers.
You can put the two pieces next to each other. They seem to fit, but there are clearly more pieces missing.
Noemi
Also-
kind of like gestures at Mav. Bring your paper. Bring your paper.
She does. Yeah, she's not there's no hesitation.
You bring the paper over, and it matches with the rest.
Okay, well, the grammar is abysmal because what word is first? Like when they fit together in the puzzle piece, which one is first?
Well, who's
Uh,
on first and what's on second? And
Did anyone else, and she looks at Emma and did anyone else find a piece of paper while they were out today?
No, I didn't see one in the office. Did
No.
you, Ina?
No, just how do I say this? So y'all see that, right? Shows the trail, and then is going to kind of like gesticulate a lot and say, "This doesn't look like the same path we were following." And I'm just gonna put this out there. We might be looking for 2 different things.
No.
You mean like a thing that's warning us and a thing that's being warned about?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Like I can only tell that there's something different with what we were following and that.
Great.
Going back to a question that Lee had earlier of the order of these words, it seems to be beware, the red splotch, and then below that is run.
Well, their grammar is just abysmal because that makes no sense. Splotch isn't a word.
or it wasn't a word
Can't
yet.
Can't hear you, Mav.
Maybe there's something big and red that we should be aware of.
Fucking months.
Is there a trail of blood anywhere?
Not that
Oh,
you can
no.
see, no.
Okay.
should one of us try to figure out if that's blood, or should we just not question it?
I mean, I've been questioning it since I found it, and I don't really know the difference between red paint and blood.
Oh, well, one of them's gonna dry down a lot differently. But I would like to not be super close to it to find out. I mean, also one of them smells like paint and one of them doesn't smell like paint.
Maverick slowly brings a piece of paper up to her nose to sniff it.
You take a sniff?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it
Great.
paint or copper, or am I about to die?
Go
I was
ahead
gonna
and
lick
roll me
it,
an
so good
act
job.
Under pressure.
Oh God.
No. Oh no. I am not cool.
Lick it.
I don't have anything to help either. I am so not cool.
Don't lick it. Nobody here
No,
has
just
their
a sniff.
bloodborne pathogen
It's
training.
just a sniff.
It's like the rock test out in the
I'm
field.
talking about Noemi saying I'm gonna lick it. Okay. A 7. 7s are always fun for act under pressure, in my opinion.
The bare minimum of success.
Mm-hmm. Maverick, you do a quick sniff and you smell the scent of copper.
Oh.
And then all 5 of you, I need to roll act under pressures, please.
Again? I'm not cool, Arcade.
Okay.
It's a 3 from Emma.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
For the audience, we have a 3 for Emma, a 2 for Maverick, a 4 for Eno.
I've read about this sort of thing, so I'm gonna roll push.
I'm trying to decide if I want to use luck now or not. I don't think I do. I think I want to enjoy this.
And
The 10 for Brandy, for Lee.
well, y'all sucked that one.
Yeah, big time.
It's the cryptid fanaticism. It's helping.
It keeps Lee safe.
Like, you can't blow my mind. I'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a 10 for
The cousins, they got
Noemi.
this.
The cousins got it.
It's because I have blown your mind so many times with how absolutely wild my theories can get that nothing is going to rattle you.
Absolutely. After that one session where we had lunch and you brought out the string, I was cool. I got it.
You're welcome.
Maverick, you sniff the piece of paper.
Mhm.
You smell the scent of copper. And what are the words you say before something else happens?
I think it's just simply she pulls the paper away and just like, oh, bad news. That's all she said.
And as Maverick says, oh, bad news, the tree right next to Maverick explodes, throwing splinters and scraps everywhere. Emma, Maverick, and Eno, you are all going to take 2 harm as you are hit by the remnants of this tree. Luckily, Noemi and Lee, the 2 of you have been sticking together, and you managed to avoid any harm. As suddenly from the darkness, coming towards your group, specifically Lee, who has been matching up the pieces of paper together, is a
Great.
pale, twisted hand as it turns through the night, moonlight falling upon it. And that is where we're going to take our break for right now.
Oh no.
We will see you back in 5 to 10 minutes. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Camp Carnage, where we left off before our break. 3 of our party members were injured by an exploding tree, while our other 2 now have to deal with a creepy hand that is floating in from the darkness of the trees, with its arm extending all the way back into the tree line as it approaches Lee, who is holding the pieces of the notebook all together.
Not immediately clutching it.
This hand moves
Oh, sorry, you.
slowly through the.
Buffered.
Sorry, it's all good. My internet's not being great today. The hand
fine.
floats slowly through the air as it sort of seems to consider the two of you, Noemi and Lee. And it sort of just looks at you. You can see that it has more than 5 fingers, it has many, and the fingers just seem to twist and move where they are, almost as if this thing is more fluid than it is solid.
I
as
am
it-
slipping off my shoe. And I'm gonna whack it.
All right, give me. I believe it's called Kicks of Ass in this game.
It
Cool.
surely is.
Oh, it kicked my ass. 6 failure.
So
Oh.
Tight.
Can I do the help action with kick some ass?
you can go
Oh,
ahead and roll for help.
I was waiting for you to say but. I was like, oh man.
Okay. Hang on.
That's a 4.
Oh,
Okay,
Tight.
cool, great.
Sick. Take
So
me
you-
instead.
So, Noemi, let me ask you, how do you try and help Lee as this hand suddenly speeds up as soon as it detects the threat from Lee?
From my shoe.
I think because Lee is so much shorter than Noemi, seeing that she's coming to come out with the chancla, Noemi's gonna try and like boost her up, but noticing that it comes too fast is maybe gonna boost her too far.
All right.
So
The-
I am now in the air.
Yeah.
In a
The-
position I'm sure I'm used to.
The hand goes for you, Lee, but Noemi picks you up and almost throws you into the air, and instead it strikes Noemi and then turns in mid-air to come after you. It is going to hit you both. Noemi, you are going to take 1 harm, ignoring armor, and Lee, you are going to take no harm. Instead, this hand goes around you and grabs one of the pieces of paper,
Hey, that is
pulls it away
mine.
from you.
no. I'm gonna try to pull it back.
Before you do that, I want to find out what everyone else does
Yes,
as
please.
they've been struck by an exploding tree, and suddenly Noemi is throwing Lee into the air.
Cheerleader.
Who do you think would be the first to react of you 3?
I think it would be Ino.
Okay.
Just I think Ino would be like would roll to their knees and then look at everywhere, just completely dazed, and sees the hand. And I think terror hits them again. So is it all right if I roll for act under pressure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would just like to, you don't have to, but luck is a thing in this game. It
Not
makes
yet.
things worse, but it is a thing.
As a reminder, everyone in this game has a luck ability. You can use it to turn any failure into a success or any damage into 0. Once you use it, however, I get the chance to use your luck special against you at any point in time that I choose to do so, unless yours is something that specifically says, in this scene, do this, which I think applies for like 1 or 2 of you. But, I believe you said not yet.
I kind of want to save it.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, would kind of like, well, not kind of, will definitely succumb to something.
Okay. So, since this is a full failure,
Type.
I'm going. Oh, Lee?
No, I said type.
Oh, okay. Since this is a full failure, I'm going to take a moment against you. You lose control. And in front of your companions, specifically the two who aren't dealing with the hand right now, you begin to transform. Tell me what parts of yourself begin to transform and which ones they notice.
I think the hood falls off from Eno's head, and then I think everyone can hear the cracking of something expanding, and you can see that Eno is growing bigger and bigger, and their voice, they just keep saying, no, 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 no. And you slowly see Eno's hands kind of turning into hooves. But their hood is still, their hood is down. And you can actually see that their hair is like getting longer and longer.
A mohawk type. Eno, you didn't manage to hold in your inner creature. What would you like to do, though, in this moment, as you feel this power sort of well up within you?
I think Eno would look at the others first. What does Eno see on their faces?
Maverick hasn't noticed Eno because Maverick is freaking out about the fact that a tree just exploded near her. So that you could be a full-on horse right now and she would not care. Why is this horse here? The tree just exploded and she just saw that in her vision. So she is just trying to scramble to her feet and take stock of what's happening.
Emma is in panicked medic mode and is like, the only way to make sense of what happened to Eno is, oh my god, did the tree like cut off their fingers? And so she is like going into her bag, like, oh my god, okay, it's gonna be okay. I have towel.
What are the looks on Noemi and Lee's face as you're kind of flash frozen in this moment as you are flying through the air and you have just been struck by this hand?
I think for Noemi, it's kind of like this weird tableau of everything's in slow motion time here, is freaking out about getting hit by this thing, is in pain, is trying to make sure that their cousin is gonna like barrel roll and be okay. Yay, cheerleader skills, hopefully. And then their eyes are slowly panning towards Eno, having heard the cracking and is expecting another hand.
And what about Lee?
I'm focused on clutching the paper I do have with one hand. The other hand is reaching out to grab it back, what got taken. And I'm like halfway through, like tucking in to try to use the momentum of like my roll downwards to like yank it back from. So I'm not looking at anybody. I am focused on landing correctly.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you do with this information?
Let me know if this is all right, but Eno is going to quickly take in what everyone is doing and how they look, and makes the decision to run towards where the new trail is leading.
Okay. That's okay by me.
Okay.
All right. Between Maverick and Emma, who acts after Eno? You see the shape of Eno grow and change, at least Emma does. And then Eno sprints off away from y'all, almost quicker than you imagined they could run.
That because Emma's focus had been on Eno rather than on Lee flying through the air and whatever's going on with the hand, she is just going to get up and try and sprint after them.
All right. You get up and start to follow. Maverick, what do you do?
So I have this thing called temptation, which is my temptation is utilizing magic without regard for the safety of others. I just see a threat. This hand scares the shit out of me. I think she just acts on instinct. She's sort of dazed from this, just having that vision, this tree exploding. Lee's in the air. She doesn't know what's going on.
I
Yeah, I would like to give into my temptation and use magic to I think my move is called Burn Everything. So can I roll it before I describe it?
Yes, you can.
I am going to use a luck to make that a 12.
Okay.
Yes.
I will bring to your attention that your luck special is different from the others.
Yep.
For everyone listening or watching, for the hex, the luck special is when you spend luck until the end of the mystery, backlash on your spells will be extra nasty.
And I would also like to point out that the hex comes with a default move that if I miss, backlash never affects me, but everyone else around me, enemy or ally.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna make that a 12. My burn everything, I can pick. I would like to do the 3 harm, ignore armor, magic.
Obvious.
Yeah, I was trying to see what the difference between them is. The ignore armor. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. And I think what happens.
And the area. The other one is an area effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that this red sort of like misty material sort of like forms from her feet up to her head, and it sort of all coalesces around her, and she slowly just raises her hand and snaps her finger, and then the flames appear on this spindly hand reaching out for the piece of paper around Lee.
Okay. It still is holding the piece of paper. And as this flame erupts, you can see that it shakes and writhes where the flame is, the skin around it almost bubbling and twisting as if to run away from the flames on its own arm. Up now, the creature is going to do something very quickly.
Can I say with my, since that was does that count as kick some ass or is just use magic?
That is just to use magic.
Okay, cool.
Because it is a use magic ability.
Cool.
As you do that, Maverick, you have now injured the creature. It is still holding this piece of paper, and that hand seems distracted. But you do hear a cracking sound as a second hand enters this clearing. running straight towards you. I'm going to need you to act under pressure, please.
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Not well, but I can do it.
It's 5.
5.
Make sure to mark experience.
Yep.
This hand is very similar to the other one. Looks exactly the same, except for the fact that it's still moving just like the other one is, as it strikes out towards you. And instead of being a sort of quit moving version, this one seems with more force behind it, as it fires out towards you and strikes you in the chest with a closed fist. You're going to take 2 harm from that.
I'm a little unstable, guys.
Yep.
It's fine.
Coughs of
Tlalli.
blood. It's fine.
It's fine. Just lost a lung. It's cool.
Lee, the process of this thing catching fire has given you a chance to try and grab what it is holding on to, the piece of paper, to try and grab it back. I would like you to roll me a plus cool.
8 plus cool. Where is that?
If you open up your character sheet, it is on the
It's open.
left-hand side.
Oh, there. Yes. Mixed success. 9.
Okay. With a 9, I'm going to give you a choice.
Oh, great.
You can get the paper back, but your tumble, this perfect tumble that you're doing,
Mhm.
will not go great. You will take some harm. Or you can land perfectly, but the hand will pull out of your range right as you're trying to grab it.
I want the paper.
You want the paper back.
I want the paper.
Okay. You reach up and the hand is almost out of your reach, and you just overextend yourself. And you grip the paper and pull it with your body weight as you fall to the ground, and you strike the ground hard. You're going to take 1 harm from that.
Okay.
And you hit the ground as this creature begins to writhe and move. You're running off into the forest, following this trail. What is your plan here?
Doesn't really have a plan, but their first instinct was really just to run and not be seen. But then stops, having a moment of clarity, and then whispers, "Shit." And then is it okay if uses a luck to heal their injuries and get rid of the harm that they sustained?
That's not
Or is that during?
That's not a thing that you can do with luck. Unless you want to.
Okay.
It's normally like when it happens, you say, I want to use luck to
When it
avoid the harm.
happens. Okay. In that case,
Yeah.
it's just
not
going
a
to
retroactive thing. But there is the ability to heal later on.
Okay. So Eno's going to run back, kind of Eno's going to run back and slowly let the thing inside them kind of appear more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eno also saw the hands, and that's dangerous. Eno's just like, that's dangerous. Gotta go.
Right. You run back into the clearing with everyone else. And Emma, you were following, and Eno was like gaining distance on you, then suddenly turned around and just ran right past you back towards the rest of the group again. What are you planning on doing now?
I was like, oh no, maybe they saw something weird over there too? Like, should I go check it out? And so she's going to continue along the trail a little bit, like pepper spray out. Like, what did they see?
You continue down the trail. Where is Eno going? You don't know about any weird hands. Where is Eno going? Noemi, you feel yourself get hit. You see yourself throw your cousin into the air. You see fire come out of nowhere, this like red fire just appear on this hand. You hear like the sound of a like heavy thud behind you, and you watch as your cousin flies through the air, grabs a piece of paper, then falls like face first into the ground, basically. What do you do?
I think the fire out of like suddenly how dark it is and then just fire probably has like the spots in the vision. So they're just going to like head in the direction of Lee, and is kind of just gonna like stand over them and is going to pull out the kind of weirdly shaped backpack thing and is gonna pull out their lucky machete.
Oh,
And is just gonna like stay there and point it towards the hand and just kind of like blocking over Lee.
which is good because I'm pretty sure I fell on my ass. So I think Lee is like clutching the paper. Oh,
That was the sound it made as Lee hit
Yep.
the ground.
so sorry. I tried to screw this in properly, but I actually couldn't do it because my hands are too small and I'm not strong enough. So it's like balanced at this perfect angle that if I touch it, it swings. So my bad. So sorry.
It's all good.
One day I will have somebody fix that when they're here. So yeah, Leah's one hand like clutching the papers, one is holding the paper that I was able to grab. And just kind of like, and I think like what really like took the damage is that like they fell like straight like lower back and like mid back. So it like knocked the wind out of them really hard. And they just kind of like are laying on the ground, curled up a bit. And now looking up, it's like, cousin. Just gonna catch their breath.
Noemi, as you stand over your cousin with your machete, you get a chance to make an attack if you choose to do so.
Is the hand still coming down, or is it kind of like still floating up in the air?
The hand is still up in the air. It's still like it's within reach, and it is on fire for another moment. So you could try and attack it while it's on fire.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
All right, roll kick some ass.
All right. Submit. Did it do it?
Yes, you got a mixed success.
Okay.
So on a mixed success, you deal your harm and it deals its harm back to you.
Okay.
How much harm do you do with your machete?
Let's see. I do 2 harm.
Okay.
It's technically the blessed knife, but I'm just taking off the holy. It's just a regular machete.
You slice at it and it cuts through part of this arm, and this almost golden sort of liquid begins to pour out of this creature as the blade cuts into it. And as you cut into it, it retaliatory just like shakes and slaps you across the body. You're going to take another harm.
Okay.
Maverick, a hand has just hit you. There's another hand that's fighting Lee and Noemi. Eno ran away, then ran back. Maybe you don't realize that Eno ran away in the first place, and Emma is nowhere to be seen. What do you do?
So I don't know how this will work in this situation. I want to use force of will, maybe, but it
Okay.
says dispelling a magical effect, blocking a spell, or suspending a phenomenon. Figure the closest it would be is suspending a phenomenon, maybe? Or should I just try to banish it with magic? Would be better.
I
I
think,
don't really know.
I personally think you can do either. I will point to you on this character sheet that suspend this force of will thing is temporary.
Yeah. And in my mind, I don't know if in mine and Maverick's mind, I don't know if we need to get rid of this thing until like someone gets a good look and figures out what it is, but maybe suspending it for a moment would give us the upper hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But and Noemi's busy and Maverick is freaking out, and I don't know.
Okay.
Noemi went missing for 2 days and I cut off the sleeves of all of my shirts.
I will let you use force of will. I will give you this warning. You will not be able to spend a luck to snuff out this creature, whatever it is.
Yeah, because it's not a spell or an effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
The other thing is, this may not have the effect you are expecting.
Well, now I gotta do it. That's just temptation. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, go ahead.
No.
That is
What's up with my weird rolls?
That is a 7, a mixed success. On a 7 to 9, you take 1 harm as the strain of dismissing magic unravels you. Describe to me what this looks like as you hold one of these hands in place. And which one as well.
I think as the one that shot out to punch her goes to like pull away to make another attack or go elsewhere or something, it's like almost supernatural the way Maverick grabs it by the wrist or whatever wrist this thing had, whatever that area, and her own hand and arm sort of going along with the unraveling it begins to take on the form of this spindly hand. Her own limb does, as she is just holding it in place, staring down, not making eye contact with anyone else, just staring down at this creature that has just hurt her. And like she's pissed. I took that personally, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You grab onto this hand and it stays in place. But what it doesn't do is stop truly moving. You can see that it's still twisting and like moving. Even as you're holding onto it, it is still sort of writhing around. But you can't hold it in, like you're holding it in place. It's not leaving you. But it is still sort of just moving still. As that happens, Lee, you are on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Our good friend Noemi, you've made a slash. You've just entered this clearing to see the scene. And Emma, you are in the forest on your own.
That's fine.
It's totally fine. Totally good. No problems. I want to know, as you enter this clearing, what do you do?
I definitely didn't notice Emma going into the trail. I is like, I gotta help my friends, I gotta help my friends, I gotta help my friends. And then sees that so would have seen like Noemi getting slapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Eno's going to rush towards that, jump up and hold up one of their hoofed hands and just smack it back.
All right, roll me kick some ass.
Okay. Oh my god, I have 0 tough. That's gonna be nice. Mixed success.
A mixed success. So you deal damage to each other. How much damage do you deal with your attacks?
So my natural attacks deal +1 harm.
Hmm.
The base is basically 2 harm and hand, so that's 3.
Mhm.
And it also is ignore armor.
Fantastic. You come down and you slam your hoof into the creature and it falls to the ground, but as it does, part of its claws come up and slash against your arm, your like hoof arm. You're gonna take 1 harm from this as well.
Is this a good time to use luck or not yet?
Yes, you can use luck here to negate the harm that you would receive back.
Okay, I'm gonna use luck there.
Okay, go ahead and use your luck. Make sure to mark it off. It goes to slash against you, but you just managed to move your arm just in time and twist it with the hoof that the claw goes past your hand and reels out of your range. Emma, you are the worst of the horror tropes right now. The one person alone in the forest, who everyone watching is like, they're safe, they're on their own, the monster's somewhere else. And just like that, I'd like to introduce you to the concept that you aren't as safe as you might think.
Sounds fake.
Sounds fake, right? As you suddenly hear something whizzing to like just flying towards you. I need you to roll another act under pressure, please.
That's a 7.
7. I'm gonna give you a worse outcome. As whatever is flying towards you grabs you by the back of your shirt and begins pulling you into the tree line.
Like, so away from the clearing, I'm assuming.
Away from the clearing and away from the trail as well.
Oh, good. I am going to try and reach out if I can and like brace myself against any of the other trees or grab onto a branch, anything to stop from being pulled.
Roll me a tough roll.
That's a 6.
That's 6. Good times. You reach out to try and grab some branches, some rocks, anything, but whatever is pulling you is yanking you with such a force that the minute you grab onto a branch, it snaps and just comes with you. You're holding a branch now, so you have kind of a weapon, but you are being pulled along. Noemi and Lee, the two of you are right next to each other with Noemi standing over Lee. Eno just showed up and looks a little different, like a lot bigger and weird in a way, and just like hit the hand really hard. Lee, you have all your papers back, but
And
this
no shoe.
creature, whatever it is still around. What are the two of you doing?
I need my shoe. It's gone. I am hopping. So like I try to like roll up, but like my one foot is still like pulled up because I'm not touching the bare forest. And never mind that I was just laying in it, but I'm not gonna put my foot on the bare forest. These are socks. That's gross. So I'm on one foot. I have the papers. I'm trying to look for my shoe. Because I'm assuming I didn't hold on to it very masterfully as I was yeeted and missed. So yeah, I want my shoe, and I am just hopping and trying to. I don't know how far away is the hand from me currently now.
It
that
is
it's
like
been
5
attacked?
feet. It is very close to you because it was attacking Noemi as
Yeah.
came and hit it.
Yeah, but 5 feet isn't enough for me to like stand where I am and like swat at it. So I have a, like just. Oh, I'm gonna shove the papers into like my sports bra because I don't think I have pockets. I'm just gonna shove them in there, and I am on one foot. I've got my fists up. That probably put the flashlight somewhere. It's hard to
Mhm.
keep track of all the things that you're holding when something is attacking you. Maybe it's in like a bag or something, which that would have been a good place to put the papers, but I'm in a horror movie and therefore I did not think that far. So I'm just gonna, you know what? Instead of seeing if there's anything in my like bag that I can use, I'm just gonna take my bag and improvise
And just smack it.
smacking it in
Okay.
my bag. There's probably
Before-
something in the bag, but you know.
Before you roll kick some ass, Noemi, what are you doing?
I think probably in their periphery they see this vaguely Eno shape rush in and like smack this hand. And I think Eno's kind of going for like the upward slash, and it's just like, I knew it. I didn't want you here.
Cool.
All right.
And is going to slash.
Okay, I want both of you to roll me kick some ass.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't do well.
It's 5, which is a failure.
I have turned into the comic relief. Because all I can think is like the failure is I'm on one foot and throwing like swinging my bag is a lot of momentum. So what I think happened is that I swung and fell over.
You are quite small.
I'm
Mhm.
really not having a good time. I'm very small. I have no money. And I am under a lot of stress right now.
So, Lee, you go to swing your backpack, and as you do, you swing yourself around almost because you are small, the backpack is heavy, and the momentum just kind of carries you.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, very unfortunately, in order to catch your balance, your other foot hits the ground.
Ew.
And then
That's so gross.
and then this hand whips across the clearing and leg sweeps you basically
Ah!
onto the floor.
Excellent. Yeah.
Minnie, sorry, not Minnie, Noemi, you swing at the creature and slice into it as it knocks Lee over to the floor, and you feel, all of you feel this. The trees and the forest almost shake. It is like something screams at a decibel or a sound that you cannot hear, and the entire forest shakes very slightly. The language or volume, something about this is unearthly, unnatural as it passes through this place. And you watch as the hand that you've just attacked is sucked back into the darkness. Emma, in the forest, you feel yourself get released, and you feel a cold touch on your neck as whatever was holding on to you lets go and is pulled away. And Maverick, as you are holding this hand in place, you watch as it begins to break free from its bonds and very slowly pulls away, as if it's still fighting the magic you have cast on whatever this is. Maverick, would you like to do anything as it's beginning to pull away?
No, I think she just lets go and like her shoulders sort of slump and she deflates. And she does fall backwards because I'm hurting real bad. So yeah, she's a little weak.
You are out of combat. You are still in your form, having just struck the creature and it pulled away and ran away from everyone. Lee, you are on the floor right now. Noemi, you have sliced at this creature multiple times. Emma, you are almost at the tree line. You are in this moment, you know in your head how lucky you are. Because if this had not happened, you would be going to a second location. And what do you all do?
I think this is the first time I have a moment to see, you know? And Lee's just gonna start screaming.
That probably freaks out Noemi. And they probably like whirl around and just like have their machete point in the direction of Ino.
Also screaming at you in the machete. It's very much
No.
like, ah! Just too much.
Noemi points that blade towards you, Ino, and you can see the tip is like bathed in this golden ichor.
Oh.
Kanding, with the like shift, I just don't recall. With the shift that the sort of shift that's happened, has Ino's eyes also shifted?
Yep. Bright red.
Cool. I think if it's okay, RK and Kanding, I think of that night and that like stillness back when this happened initially, that was maybe the only thing that physically was different with Ino was their eyes. So in that instance, having Lee scream in the momentum and the adrenaline, Noemi turning and pointing the machete at Ino, looks up because they are now taller than Noemi, and just almost like Legally Blonde when Elle realizes that she is part of the lawyer team, is now just like, I knew it.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. Noemi, like upon that, know it lowers their machete and then like hits you with like their left hand on your chest. And it's just like, I fucking knew it. This is what I meant.
Ino has a moment of clarity again, finally understands why Noemi is yelling, I knew it. And Ino like looks at their hooves and Ino is going to like kind of fall to their knees and start like hugging themselves as much as they can hug themselves. And you can actually see that their hair doesn't look like human hair anymore. It looks like horse hair. And Ino is going to be like, okay, we can do this. I can do this. Just come back. Just breathe.
All right. Maverick and Emma, what are the two of you doing?
That I think that for Emma, the second the hand sort of releases, she like gets up, brushes, like trying to make sure there's nothing else touching her, and as much as possible, because I was really just trying to follow, I don't have a great sense of direction in these woods, but is trying to get back to the clearing.
You are right on the edge of the trail, so you can make it back, but if it had been a second or two longer, you would have been a goner. You sort of, I assume you are running panickedly,
Yes.
so you kind of stumble into the clearing where you see everyone else.
And I mean,
Maverick,
maybe Lee's screaming helps guide me.
Of course,
I
of
have
course.
nothing if not a beacon.
A true beacon of hope right there. Maverick, what are you doing?
I think at first Maverick sort of gives this like like sort of weak crawl in the direction that the hand went, but then realizes that like there's probably some internal bleeding going on. Uh stops and slowly lays on the floor of the woods, curls up a little bit, just like, oh, this hurts a lot, and she's going through her pocket looking for some lavender to do a spell, but she doesn't know if she has any, if there's even any around her. She's sort of like a little bit rocking back and forth in fetal position because this is the first time she's ever really got her shit rocked. And she's always been the aggressor and never the one who's, you know, been like fucked up.
Mm-hmm. In this moment, the five of you having just had some sort of horrifying experience, all five of you together, bathed in the moonlight in this clearing made with the corpses of two trees, you have a moment of quiet. Besides your own heavy breathing and pain circumstances. And Noemi and Ino, for the first moment in a long time, it's like the forest goes quiet. And that is where we are going to end this session of Camp Carnage. Thank you all so much for coming out to see this episode of Camp Carnage. We'll go around and do some introductions. We'll talk about the channel a little bit, and then we'll end for the night. Let's go in reverse order. So, Kanding, you're up first.
Hello, my name is Kanding. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Ino, they, she, he pronouns. Oh boy. Having a time. Just having a time. Possibly going to be the suspect of all suspicions of everyone here, but that's okay. That's definitely okay. I am a Filipino trans non-binary variety streamer. I do TTRPG things as well. I am a GM, a player, a performer, and a designer. And if you want to be updated with everything that I do, feel free to follow me on Twitter. That's at Pukepeku. That's PUKEPEKU. And I'll see y'all there. I'll see y'all on the next stream.
All right, Brandy.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandy Rose. I am at the Brandy Rose on Twitter /cuteestbatute on TikTok and Twitch, and at Brandy Rose Official on Instagram. I'm a performer, designer, producer, game, all the things really. If you can think of a job in entertainment, I've done it. I do it. You can hire me for it. So all my projects are usually up on my Twitter, which is also where you can find my card. And now recently, merchandise. Currently, we have merchandise for my brand as well as, so this is Camera Interrupted. This was my flagship show for my network, my podcast network. So you can find all sorts of really, really cool stuff. If you like the modeling stuff that I do, we have merchandise of that. So if you've ever wanted my face on your shirt, you can have that. You can have that and more. So make sure to go check that out. And then I currently have a GoFundMe because some things have happened that are not good. You can read about it. It's on my pinned tweet. But yeah, you can keep up with me best on Twitter. And I can't wait. Also, I'm they, them, and Lee is she, they.
All right. Katy.
Hi everyone, I'm Katy. You can find me all over the internet at Katy Face. On alternating Tuesdays, I'm over on Other Doc's channel playing Cult Divinity. But anything else that I do, I have like some other stuff coming up, just random one shots and stuff coming up. I post about on my Twitter, so that's the best place to find me.
Minnie.
Hey everybody, my name is Herminia Minnie Saucedo. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stalwart Ursa. And I have been playing Noemi, the expert here, and everything's going to be fine. But if you want to see me play more cool TTRPGs, I am also playing Dr. Lyra Sonito on the Oops All Clerics Waterdeep Anatomy over on Girls Run These Worlds. It's very great. It's totally not a Grey's Anatomy in Waterdeep at all. And it'll be fun and dramatic.
All right, Emma.
Yeah. Hi, y'all. I am Alyssa. I played Emma tonight, and you can find me. I do various TTRPG performing and writing things, which you can find on my Twitter at a disaster queer.
All right. And I'm RK Wilde. I am your GM. I do a lot of stuff on the internet, specifically with TTRPGs. I'm a podcaster, streamer, panelist, game writer, etc., a bunch of different things. You can find me on Twitter at UsWildest. That's the best place to keep up with me and the things that I do. And you can also check out my podcast, Fear and Living Color, which has the prologue out currently on any podcatcher. This has been Camp Carnage on the Friends Who Roll Dice channel. Our current schedule for Friends Who Roll Dice: on Sundays we have Demon Creek at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is a Urban Shadows Wild West game. On Mondays we have The Mind and the Martyr, which is a D&D 5e game at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on Thursdays, every other Thursdays, we have this show at 7 p.m. Eastern, Camp Carnage, which is Monster of the Week. And on Saturdays, we have Print Weaver Journey at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to keep up with the show and all of our great things that are going on here, make sure to follow the Twitch channel and also follow them on Twitter. I believe it's Friends Roll Dice is the Twitter. Yes, I'm getting nods. Yes, cool. It's Friends Roll Dice. All right, with that all said, have a great night and stay out of the woods.